how to measure quality of hire. The first and most common approach is using top-down line manager reviews. And this simply involves asking a person's line manager how well they think this employee is performing in their role. Naturally, this data is very accessible because it's the line manager's responsibility to observe their employees and track their performance. However, of course, the downside of this is it's only information from one person, leaving out lots of key sources of information we could be using. That leads us on to 360-degree feedback, which does employ a wider range of information sources. Performance reviews then come from colleagues, team members, direct reports, managers, and even a self-rating. Now, of course, this gives you a more holistic view of the applicant's performance, but of course, it requires an external platform in order to collect that information, and some people believe 360-degree feedback can be gained in some way, particularly if groups of colleagues want to help each other out, giving themselves better ratings than they otherwise would. Next, we have objective performance criteria. So these are more hard, tangible outcomes, for example, sales totals or the number of widgets created, something tangible and external that doesn't rely on subjective information. Now, an advantage of this, of course, is you're working with very hard numbers, which allow you to use all kinds of other methods for analysis. But unfortunately, many of these things, the external situation will dictate how effective these methods are. For example, the business environment will determine how well a person is able to sell in any given month or quarter. Not all of that will be related to the performance of the employee. Next, we have employee retention. So previously, we focused mostly on performance, but additionally, if they leave the role very quickly, that's indicative of poor quality of hire. So the longer they stay, that's a useful indicator that they are likely a good quality fit for the organization. Now, unfortunately, though it is very useful for retention purposes, it doesn't tell us much about performance except they haven't underperformed so much they needed to leave. That's one weakness of that particular metric. And finally, employee engagement. Employee engagement, people who enjoy their jobs, people who are very satisfied with their role in the organization, that's what you would like in an ideal hire, irrespective of performance and irrespective of retention. And so that is a key indicator of quality. However, we still need to look at performance, retention, as well as engagement.